Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. DAPs.
And I'm Johnny Pie.
And I think I just scared Roger.
No.
Oh, I thought I saw you jump. No. Why are you Johnny Pie tonight?
Because I just felt like being a little irrational.
Yes. So this is.
We just had like an epic Pie Day.
We did.
Do you know about Pie Day?
I do.
The 14th
Did
of
you
every
eat
March.
pie?
Oh yeah, I ate pie.
Did you really eat pie?
I had cheese pie.
Okay.
Some call it cheesecake, but on the menu it says cheese pie. Totally counts.
Wow. So if you'd like to join in the conversation, tweet at us, Geeks Corner. Let us know how our audio is. That's always a fun adventure for us. Adventures in audio as we get attacked by leprechauns. As Miss Bailey C says, it's the leprechauns. They are invading the audio. They're not.
They could be
invading
hiding
the
in that
studio.
picture frame, and we would never know.
It's true. So it's St. Patrick's Day, which means we wear green because we're Irish.
Yep.
You are not Irish.
I'm a little Irish. There's a
Everybody's a
skosh
little
of
Irish on
I'm Irish.
I'm 3/4 Irish.
And it shows.
I know.
If you ever talk to him, if you ever get him mad, he just goes full Irish accent, and you can't get him to stop. It's really funny.
You can't understand me either. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is people just look at me and start laughing,
and it's
they don't know what's
adorable.
going on.
Yeah.
And then they start handing me cereal, and I'm just
Right?
like, "What's going on?"
You look nothing like that rabbit, though.
I sure hope not. Or the leprechaun.
Rabbit's the next holiday.
Yeah, so Disney in the News, that's our new segment that we tend to hit a lot because that's what
Disney in the news.
Your favorite thing is returning.
Raindrops on roses?
That might happen in the middle
Whiskers
of
on
the night.
kittens?
They're at Disneyland also, yes. There's whiskers on kittens.
Wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings?
This is possible on this event.
I mean, that's just a few of my favorite things.
I know. And another one is that a 24-hour day
Yay!
is coming back to Disneyland on May 22nd, and you've agreed to cover it.
I think my actual words were,
If I have
well,
to.
what am I going to do about it now? Like, I've done all of them. I've done every single 24-hour
That's
day at
true. Like,
Disneyland.
you've got a fantastic track record.
Yeah.
And we have to come up with some new and exciting way.
That's
we
the
will
part that I'm
unveil.
more worried about.
We have it. We've talked about it.
Is it the one I liked a little bit?
Yeah, it was the one you liked. And so we're working on some fun and exciting things to bring to you for the 24-hour day, and we'd love to hear your ideas for this as well. If there's anything you'd like to see Johnny do throughout those 24 hours to 30-hour time period, it's because a 24-hour day is really 30.
It is. It's like 32, 34.
And really,
depending on
we
when you
could
get in
just have you be there, but that's just no fun. So you've done the clock thing,
I've done the clock.
done the streaming thing,
Done the streaming thing.
and so now we have to top that. So I'm thinking the airplane thing. We'll drop you out of an airplane right into the Esplanade.
Woo!
I just thought of this. It's fantastic.
How much have you been celebrating today?
I haven't yet, but the luck of the Irish, I guess. No, but anyway, we will come up with something fun for the 24-hour day, and it'll be fun because they're unveiling the new show offerings and kicking off Disneyland's 60th anniversary, and we have all of that coverage on this really awesome link at the top of every DAPS Magic page that is Disneyland 60. Hashtag Disneyland 60, isn't it? But don't use that tonight. Use hashtag Geeks Corner if you want to join the conversation.
Or use both. We like tweets that are mainly hashtags.
We do too. And I'm glad to hear that you can hear us and see us and all of that stuff. And Mikey really likey, or Mikey likey. I'm going to get that someday, Mikey. Did you see yourself?
25?
What do you call that thing that you made?
I made a GIF. I made a GIF set.
And he was in it. It's
Yeah.
on our new Tumblr, which is
geekscornershow.tumblr.com.
geekscornershow.tumblr.com. So you can see your part of the show last week on the Tumblr, Mikey. But he's going to the event in Orlando, and I'm going to the evening, but I'm going in the evening and staying until morning. That's a good way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what most people do, I feel like, is they wait for the evening and then they go crazy and then they get tired. And
Yeah. Pro tip from, I think I can call myself a pro.
I
which
think you
kind of
are.
disturbs
You
me a
are
little
the
bit.
pro for this.
So go get in the line overnight, get into the park at 6 a.m. and it'll be crowded like you've never seen the park crowded before. And then at about 8 o'clock, it'll be empty like you've never seen it empty before. And from 8 a.m. till about 6 p.m., you're going to be golden. Like
It's awesome.
the best
Like,
time to be in Disneyland. ever.
Last year I couldn't sneak in because of streaming, and that was just a whole
Yeah.
beast in itself. But the year before, actually the 2 years before, huh?
Yeah.
I was able to come in the afternoon, and we were actually able to go and do things.
In fact, that was the only time he got into the park those days. You jerk.
You volunteered.
I know I did.
I
Good
did not
decision.
force you to do
Such a
anything.
wonderful decision.
In fact, I think the first one was your idea.
Probably.
I'm pretty
It's like,
sure it was.
what? Because I thought it was going to be a once in a lifetime event, and it turns out it's been like a 4 or 5 in a lifetime event, and it'll keep going forever. But at about 6 p.m. is when everybody else shows up. It's when the freeways get crowded. When if you're trying to get into the park after 6 p.m., it'll be a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
At about 10 p.m., it'll be darn near impossible. So
Well,
get
especially with all the night shows this time.
Exactly.
Like, the later you get there, the harder it's going to be.
aim for about noon if you can't do the overnight line, and if you have to, I would say any later than noon.
At
you're
least
getting
on the
into danger zone.
California side.
Yeah.
In the Florida side, things are a little bit
Gross.
different. So we'll see what that is. Maybe Mikey really like you can even do
Yeah.
some stuff for us over there and send it back this way. And
MRL, if you can give us a hashtag of some tips.
MRL, I like
Yeah.
that.
It's easier. Just give us some tips for the Florida side.
I feel like we need a Mikey really like you song.
Mikey really likey. Do-do-do-do-do.
Isn't that already a song? Like, didn't you just steal it?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Don't tell Marvin Gaye's family.
Okay. So let's move on.
Or Stevie Wonder.
Can we move on? I was thinking it might.
Speaking of, you said the word beast?
That's not what we're moving on to.
Eventually.
Um,
Remind me of the word beast.
so,
in a little bit.
what's in a name is what we're moving on
What
to
is in a
next.
name?
We've decided it would be fun to name our episodes as they named DuckTales, right?
We should just go through the DuckTale episodes. Well, that's our episode this week. I wonder what we're going to talk about for it.
Yeah, that'd be funny. But we want to talk about it.
What? Oh, have
we're
our
gonna pick
titles
names.
be
Yeah.
references to literature or history? It was
Yeah.
your idea, and you're making me
I
explain.
know, but you shortened it, and mine was really long, and
Yeah.
you were just like, do this. I'm like, oh, yeah.
So basically, DuckTales pulled inspiration from literature and old stories and things like that. So we're going to do the same
Or
for our
historical
titles.
events. And so we're going to try to do that and make fun titles.
So be on the lookout for Geeks Corner episode 527, The Peloponnesian War.
next year. It's about a year from now, actually.
Really?
Because
Huh.
we're
That doesn't
episode
count.
424, so that'd be a year
Already.
in 3 weeks. Is that right?
Yeah.
But
We're halfway
speaking
through our
of
fifth
names,
season.
Disney's Hollywood Studios is
Yeah.
going to get a new name. Bob Iger, we'll say inadvertently announced. I think he was being cute. I don't think he didn't actually know at all.
Aw.
I think
You think Bob Iger's
I don't
cute?
think the whole thing was even. I don't know. I'm not going to say it was staged, but I kind of think he was waiting for the question. Do you agree, Roger?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, he let slip that Disney's Hollywood Studios is getting a new name. So the question I have to ask is, what should the new name be? And what do you think it'll be? Because I think that's two different questions. I'll watch the Twitter too as we're doing this, and Roger can watch even closer for me.
I think they're going to do what they did out here and just rename it to Disney Hollywood Studios.
That's kind of my hunch too.
Just
Like-
drop the apostrophe S. Hey, it's new.
But then they'd have to change Animal Kingdom too. Disney Animal Kingdom.
They probably will. It just hasn't been announced yet.
I kind of think that
Removing 2 letters from signage is very difficult.
it's true,
It takes a lot of time and
and
infrastructure.
it messes up the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to worry about your kerning at that point.
I mean, it's almost like removing a giant hat from the middle of a theme.
Right? Who would do that?
So much work. I mean, my gosh. I think that's the easy answer of what it possibly could
I was
be.
just making that up.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of made a big deal about dropping the S out here, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Like, it seemed like it was a big deal, but I was in the middle of it.
Because it was Disney presenting their version of a California Adventure.
And I could see that happening over there too.
Mhm.
I could also, I've seen other ideas like, what was it, Disney's Movie Land, which kind of reminds me of the weird wax place.
of the movie
Yes,
Wax Museum.
yes.
Yeah, so I don't know if I like that idea as
We
much.
used to have one
Yeah, and then it
over in
closed.
Theme Park Row by Knott's and medieval times, and Ripley's Believe It or Not, which
And
is also
Starbucks.
closed, and there's a giant Starbucks that's still
And it's a
operating.
circle. It's awesome.
Right.
I like
We need
that
to go and
Starbucks.
work at that Starbucks.
There you go.
Why not look at all this stuff we bought? Because isn't it Star Wars?
That took me a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, because it's just a theme park filled with all of their acquisitions.
Uh-huh.
So that's
Disney acquisition part.
yeah, Disney's.
It's the DAP park.
The DAP
They don't have the S, but
Yeah,
we could claim it. Maybe they'd put a studio there and we could shoot live. We'd have to move to Florida, but
oh man,
hey, if they were giving us a studio to do Geeks Corner, I'd be like, okay.
how
that
much
sounds
would they
good.
have to pay me to deal with that humidity all the time, though? I don't
It'd be air conditioned.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Then.
We'd never leave the studio.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just give me a restaurant.
Any other ideas? Anybody?
Bueller.
Do you have an idea, Roger? I feel like you have an idea.
Disney's Hollywood Adventure.
Ooh.
Oh, that would make sense. Kind of.
They've gone away from the studios.
Yeah, there is no studios
There's
anymore.
no studios anymore.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Backlot Tour's gone.
But if they do that, does that mean? I guess they could leave up the set where the cities.
Yeah. Streets of America.
Yeah, Streets of America. Thank
Yeah,
you.
because that's part of.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
I'm
There's a
thinking.
Main
I like
Street,
that.
a
So,
Buena Vista Street.
so Disney Hollywood Adventure would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to keep the
Is
S.
that like
Right.
is that like Apple is putting Apple in front of everything instead of I like they used to?
I think it's
Apple Pay, Apple Watch, Disney, Hollywood Studio.
Yeah. Probably.
partially. Yeah.
Weird. Brands
I
are
think
weird.
simple is better. They've
Right.
got to keep it modern and hip and all that fun stuff. so-
Streamlined.
Yeah.
Streamlined starts with an S, so why are you dropping yours?
Yeah. So do you think it even matters what they call it?
No.
Because it was Disney MGM, and then they moved to Disney Hollywood, and
I think it matters to someone's lawyer somewhere. Of
Probably.
Like, oh, you don't own MGM anymore. You can't use the name.
some marketing executives.
yeah, I don't think it matters to the consumers. I don't think
'Cause
people
really,
are going to go, I've never heard of that.
At the
I'm
end
not
of the
gonna go."
day, DCA is DCA.
Yeah.
Disneyland is Disneyland, not Disneyland Park.
Right.
Like-
DLR.
To half the people who go, it's Disney World.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, how many
Yes,
people
that
do you
is
run
true.
into?
You're right.
It really doesn't matter what you call it. People will go.
It's true. Now we'll move on to the one you wanted to.
Yeah,
So
the Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. They
Tale.
gave us an actual press release, so we have
Right.
official news from Disney.
Say things.
And well, we had news, but this is straight from the horse.
Okay,
of the
and
mouth.
the new name
Mouth
is Emma
the horse.
Thompson.
Emma Thompson,
Is the
Mrs. Potts.
Mrs. Potts.
Kevin Kline is
Yeah.
Maurice, which those two were still like kind of working through a little bit. Emma Thompson's fine. I think
Yeah,
she's good at anything she does.
But
Kevin Kline is Maurice.
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 Yeah.
Maurice
Belle's
is peanut
dad.
butter cups. You know he invented them. Maurice's pieces.
What do you think of Kevin Kline as Belle's father?
We were talking about this before the show. It seems like an odd choice.
It's a stretch.
It is a stretch.
He seems pretty polished.
Yeah, sane. I think is
Yeah,
the word we're going
that's,
for.
that's the word.
He
He's
seems really sane. I think they should have gotten Meryl Streep.
to play what?
Maurice.
Dad?
Yeah, she plays those characters well.
But we were talking before the show,
Yeah.
and I already forgot his name. Spell?
It was
Timothy Spall.
Timothy
Yeah,
Spall
Timothy Spall.
is the one we want to see play Maurice.
If you don't know his name, we didn't either. He was the
That's why we have Roger Rabbit.
he was the stooge in Enchanted. He was the little like minion guy who followed her around.
Yeah.
He's
Uh,
totally Maurice.
He was the same character in Princess and the Frog. He was
Yeah.
like, oh, but Saya, that guy,
yeah, that's
the
yeah.
weird
yes.
like bulldog face cartoon. And he was in Sweeney Todd,
Mhm.
so we know he can sing.
Um,
Does Maurice have a song? He needs a song.
yeah.
He needs to help my daughter.
Well, he does in
from
the
castles.
Broadway version,
Oh, okay.
and it doesn't matter anyway because they're adding more songs. Alan Menken is doing the scoring for the film, which is interesting.
With Sir Tim Rice. Sir?
Well, he does the
Mr. Tim
songs.
Rice.
He helps with the songs.
Yeah.
This is the
It is, sir.
score first I was talking about.
Yeah.
And then they're going to
Score.
make new songs along with reusing some of the old songs that they're going to re-record.
They'd have to.
And I just think that's going to be a really hard score to write.
Yeah.
Because
well-
how do you basically write a new score for a new movie that's basically the same movie but live action that you made almost 30 years ago? Almost 30 years ago, and you won 2 Academy Awards with. Like, talk about setting the bar and having to revisit that bar 30 years later.
I couldn't imagine like a pole vaulter accomplishing 30 years from now.
like I almost wonder if they're setting him up to fail. Like I think it'll be actually.
We're rooting for you, Mr. Menken.
I love Alan Menken. I
Get
think
it
he's
done.
fantastic, and if anybody can do it, he can. And he did fantastic with Newsies.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's
He didn't do the original music for Newsies stuff. Did he? Did he? Was there
No.
music in Newsies?
No, he didn't. You're right.
He didn't
Or
do
wait.
the original.
He would
Who
have
did
been too
it?
young.
We'll have to check on that.
Yeah.
Who did the music for Newsies?
Hashtag. It's
Hashtag.
trivia. It's a trivia question. This is why we're not going to give you the answer in the show.
We do.
Although
Yeah.
Mikey really like he says regarding Beauty and the Beast, he says so far it sounds really good. He was happy with the way Cinderella was done, so he hopes they can keep it up.
Yeah, I feel like they keep going up to the next level, and I think this one will be hard to top. Like what?
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
The original will be hard to top, or the new one that they're
Both.
making.
I think it's going to set a new standard for their live action remakes, and
Can we get a subtitle or like a different title than Beauty? Because Beauty and the Beast is the cartoon that they already made. They need to have, which I guess Cinderella needed that too. Like, what movie are you talking about? And you don't have to explain which one.
well, you just talk about what actors are in it, I guess. But we do know that Emma Watson will be Belle, Dan Stevens will be the Beast / Prince, and Luke Evans will be Gaston.
And we have a theoretical LeFou that has been floating around.
And Josh Gad has been floating around as LeFou.
Yeah.
Which I think of all of those, that could be the most fun.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But I almost feel like an older Josh Gad could play Maurice too.
There we go.
So just put a prosthetic thing on him, make him look
Could-
old, and there you go.
Could Kevin Kline be a good LeFou?
But a young Kevin Costner could.
Oh, there's too many of the same name. There's Emma Thompson and Emma Watson.
It's like
and
watching
Emma Stone.
Silverado with
Mel Brooks.
no Silverado.
The
Kevin
other
Kline, Kevin Costner,
Kevin
Scott
Sorbo.
Glenn.
one. Kevin Spacey.
No, but there's a ton of really big actors before they were
Kevin
big.
Bacon.
Whatever.
5. That's 5 Kevins.
Yes. So let's move on to another remake.
And him.
Alan Menken did do the music.
I
for-
thought he did.
For music
Really?
in
Yeah.
The movie. Yes.
And that was one of
He
the
was
first
6.
musical movies I remember as a kid
Mhm.
that was really like everybody listened to and loved
Nice.
back in my Oregon days. Speaking of your,
Oregon Day?
yeah, I used to live in Oregon too.
I thought you meant
Just
like
add that to a list of my random places I lived. I used to do that too.
See? With the foot pedals and everything?
Uh-huh.
Oh, and Miss
I wasn't
Bailey-
that good then.
Miss Bailey C said that Alan Menken did write the music.
Thank
and he
you.
won- And he won the Razzie for it.
Which is so
Prestigious.
weird because you look at how
But of course,
beloved
it
it
was
is now. Huh. That's
Yeah.
okay. So the next remake or sequel,
Yay!
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2.
Oh,
And
Hey,
our
there's
camera
that
just
star.
went off, so if you just turn it back on. There we go, we're back.
Yay!
We're good. We're back.
That's
That
what
was
our
awesome.
camera thinks about Frozen 2. Now
We're
let's get to our
short-staffed
opinion.
tonight, so it wasn't Roger's fault. Tyler
Why weren't
Tyler
you on that?
had to work or something, so he's not here. So Frozen 2.
Frozen 2.
We don't know anything about it other than it's happening. What
Which-
should happen?
The way
What
I
can you
remember
make
it.
happen?
Huh? What?
What's going to happen? What would be a good story for Frozen 2?
Well, there's the short In Front of Cinderella, which I have not seen, but I think that's one plot. And then there's another one.
Well, it's like what, 4 minutes?
So, the movie I want to see is where Anna gets fire powers. I swear, that's what I want to. I want to see a full on. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Fire and Ice. I want to see like a Fantasmic style finale where they're like trying to counteract each other's.
Do you think they stay in Arendelle for this movie, or do they go somewhere?
No, they go to Brooklyn and
I think you know what I think they need to do with this movie.
What?
Is by the end of the movie, Arendelle has to be part of Norway.
so they can justify the ride in Epcot. There we go.
Doesn't that make sense to everybody? You make everybody happy. Norway's not mad anymore, and
I think they
it
need
becomes
to,
a real place.
They need to get on an ice floe with the whole country
Could
and
there be
team up.
a Narwhal?
with the narwhal.
Hi, buddy.
I was thinking they could team up with a rock troll and
Okay.
defeat a yeti that thinks that the troll's being a pig. I'm going for a really
Are
roundabout.
you really trying
Rudolph
to
the
get
Red-Nosed
Frozen
Reindeer.
into the Matterhorn? Is
Yeah.
that what you're doing?
Yeah,
Because
because there's the commercial where the yeti's singing "For the first time in forever." I want to see the Swedish Chef sing that song.
They should have had the Muppets do that.
I don't know how he sings.
And Miss Piggy and Animal.
Muppets, make us a Frozen.
Yes, I would watch that.
Who, Kermit is Kristoff?
No, it doesn't matter. Just have them do the song.
Okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
they could even do "Let It Go" over.
Oh, Swedish Chef would be what's Wandering Oaken?
Yes.
But I want to hear "Animal" in "Let It Go."
Yes. Muppets, let it go right now.
Petition.
Start recording.
We need this to happen.
We
It would
need
be
3
amazing.
signatures. Just 3.
We have like
Well,
7 here.
not in this room.
Oh, okay.
Just sign a piece of paper and tweet it at us with #Geeks Corner.
Well, I think we should start tweeting it at the Muppets that we want them to do a Frozen. Jason is awesome. Thinks Frozen 2 will go straight to DVD, and it shouldn't even deserve Blu-ray. I actually think we'll be surprised that it'll be decent.
How about this? Frozen 2 Fire and Rescue. Elsa uses her ice powers to set out forest fires. Set out?
Yes.
The leprechauns are coming. Let's set out a forest fire for them.
And then meets the King of Norway, or what?
Yes.
Or Prince? It'd be a Prince of Norway, wouldn't it? That's how they get together.
Yeah. That's it. Elsa finds her long-lost twin, and they go on a camping trip with their dead parents.
Oh, maybe it'd be better if it was like what was the one with the pirate? Blackbeard's Ghost, where they find a spell behind a painting or something, or where was it? It was in something in an old room, and they read the spell, and a ghost comes.
Is that a really old one with not Spencer Tracy?
Ustinov, right? Is
No,
it Peter Ustinov?
I will get this.
I don't know.
Man, I will.
It's Dean Jones and Peter Ustinov, I think. That doesn't sound right.
This is what happens when we don't have Haley. Is we just go on
We
our
just-
own conversation.
No
Tweet at us if
discipline
this is better or
whatsoever.
worse than having a structure.
But we do think the Muppets should sing "Let It Go." Let's move on to the end of our show. Because it is St. Patrick's Day, we thought it would be fun to share some random things you might not know or have read on Facebook about St. Patrick's Day.
Let me get to this thing.
We'll let him load it. Well, I can start with the
I got
first one. So we're going to give you random St. Patrick's Day facts. These are all true.
These are researched.
We didn't actually make these up for once. They are
Yeah.
completely true. And
We did not make them up. They may have been made up by somebody, but not us.
all of them I found in at least 3 or 4 sources.
Okay,
So
good.
I'm pretty sure they're true.
And I found them here.
Okay, good. So the first one, the original color of St. Patrick was blue. He wore blue. However, through the years, shamrocks were used by him to preach about the Trinity. Say that fast 5 times. And obviously, shamrocks are green.
Mm-hmm.
The Irish color is green. And so they just kind of change things through the year. And also, leprechauns are green.
Yes.
So
Every
St.
leprechaun I've
Patrick's
seen is
Day
green.
became a green-based holiday instead of blue.
Because every holiday needs a color.
But if it was blue, we'd have decorated.
Then it would be St. Petardus Day. Patrick.
I don't know. Just move on to the next one.
So St. Patrick is known for banishing the snakes from Ireland.
This
He
is my
drove the
favorite
snakes
one.
out of Ireland. But snakes were never in Ireland. The climate is all wrong, and most likely it's a metaphor. Has the climate always been wrong, or is it just wrong now? Because
It looked like
Maybe
it's
during the
pretty
Ice
much always been wrong since the Ice Age.
since the ice, so
Which
before
would
the
be
Ice Age.
way before.
Yeah,
St.
he
Patrick.
time traveled back in time
With the
drove
TARDIS.
the snakes out with the TARDIS that is blue because he liked blue.
There we go.
Nailed it.
So St. Patrick was born in Roman Britain and was eventually taken to Ireland.
In a
and
TARDIS.
it's currently thought that he was probably born in Wales, but maybe it was Scotland.
So like, so maybe the crew of the Enterprise was trying to go back in time to save the whale that St. Patrick was born in.
Maybe before
That's all
it
Jonah.
went.
Yes, that swallowed Jonah. It's the same whale that Pinocchio got stuck inside of for a long time. That's a really
Maybe that's all they
Prolific
were
whale.
really doing was taking the
Same
whale to different points in history so it could do different things.
what color is a whale?
Blue.
It's the original TARDIS.
I don't want to be in that TARDIS.
It's bigger on the inside.
I have a quick question for Miss Bailey C. Did you like the trailer, or I mean the short for Frozen when you watched Cinderella? Because I see you groaned for Frozen 2, but you can answer us as we're doing this. And
Her response will be in 12 minutes.
yeah, well, you never know.
Next one's me.
Number 4.
The first St. Patrick's Day.
Can you say this in an Irish accent?
The first St. Patrick's Day
Yes.
was actually in Boston, not in Ireland. I can't do a Boston accent. Huh? Oh, the first St. Patrick's Day parade.
There you go.
First St. Patrick's Day. The first St. Patrick's Day parade was in Boston and not in Ireland.
Mhm.
Hoogity.
You want to talk a little bit more about that? It's not in your notes, but you were talking about it earlier, so I figure you know.
Well, what are you?
We were talking about how St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
was-
yes. St. Patrick's Day was created to be an Irish American holiday for Irish immigrants to honor their culture and their history. So it is not a day that originated in Ireland. It is a day made by people that originated in Ireland but ended up here.
And eat good food.
And eat good food.
I love corned beef and cabbage.
Mhm.
The last fact, do we have an answer from Miss Bailey C
I'm
yet?
still waiting.
Okay, just checking. In traditional Irish lore, there are no female leprechauns. I don't know how that works,
Well, there was only one female Smurf.
but that's one more than none.
And but Smurfette was created by the evil wizard. So originally, this is true.
I forgot
This
about
is
that.
true.
Yes.
Smurfette was originally a villain character that they convinced to be good. So that's probably the same with the leprechauns. I had you until that, huh? And what color are the Smurfs? Blue.
Or maybe they're just
Blue.
leprechauns come from the other side of the rainbow.
Yes. Do you realize?
No.
By the way,
By the way,
that
we're in
because
so much trouble.
No, this hold on. This had a lot of thought that went into it before right now.
Mikey Likey says St. Patrick was in fact the doctor.
Yes.
I like it.
We had so usually we have 3 people on this set, right? And this
Times
week
4.
sometimes 4. This week we only had 2. And what did I say? Immediately as soon as I figured that out, I said that means Blue Bear gets to come back. So we have 1 person on this set that is correctly dressed for St. Patrick's Day.
And
Because
Jason is
Blue Bear-
awesome. Called it. He said if it were Blue Bear wouldn't have to worry about being pinched.
Yes.
Miss Bailey C says it was cute. That's all I can say. My mother didn't like it for the Frozen short. So there you go. There you have it. There's your St. Patrick's Day facts. Next year we are hoping to get Murray the bellhop to tell us the history of St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, he does this research.
He does his research and he knows facts. Like he gets this stuff right on. So hopefully we'll have that for you next year.
If you don't get why we're saying that, you need to watch more. Of
And
our
you
stuff.
might need to remind us in about
A
10
year.
months, 11 months. Give us a little bit of leeway, but
A
we'll
year
hopefully
minus 2
remember.
weeks.
Anyway, we are running out of time. We're a little bit late, but that's okay. We hope you have a fantastic last hour of your St. Patrick's Day. And we look forward to seeing you in the new Irish year, because that's like Irish New Year, right?
Yeah, today's Irish. Happy Irish New Year, everybody.
Anyway, we'll see you around the corner.
Geek out.